Hello. Today we will learn how to configure a connection between Jenkins and GitLab. Okay, so let's go and switch to the CLI. First of all, what we need to do, we need to understand a few things. We need to understand how to get a certificate from a GitLab. So let me explain this. This is my GitLab connection, and I'm going to click Advanced and open the website. And here you can see the login panel. And if you will click here on unsecured, and you will see there is a certificate, it's not valid actually. And here is a general tab, and on the details tab, you have a button export certificate. So we can export this, but this is something that, I'm not going to do that, but instead I will try to do something else. What I'm going to do actually is to log in to the Jenkins server. And after that, what I can actually do, I can perform some interesting command to use OpenSSL to get the certificate from GitLab directly to download it directly to our Jenkins server. So first of all, we will do this dev null exactly this way, then open SSL and S client, and then we will use -connect and 10.10.0.119 and 443 because we are using HTTPS connection, SSL connection, server name, and the same 10.10 because we want to, this is to get exactly the certificate for the server name, right? The server name says, okay, connect with the S client to the website 10.10.0.119.443 and get the certificate for the 10.10.0.119 and pipe, and one more time open SSL, and this time X509, and we are going to download it to the home directory. So it will be my home Adrian directory /10.10.0.119 CRT. It can be a, for example, GitLab CRT file. It does not matter at all. And you can see it's downloaded. When I will list it, you can see there is a certificate downloaded directly to the Jenkins server. Excellent. So the next step is to look for the cacerts. So sudo find /iname and cacerts. I will explain in a moment what we are looking for. As we can see, we have userlib. This is actually a location that contains a list of all those certificates. So what we need to do, we need to actually add this certificate from GitLab to these cacerts located on the Jenkins. But we will need something what is called a keytool. It's a Java tool that allows us to import. As you can see, we have 3 locations, and we will use this one because if we will check the Java version, you can see we're using OpenJDK version 11.0.19. So we will use this key tool, okay? And one more time, this one, but sudo at the beginning, and then, okay, import file, right? And now we need to provide the location, so we'll use this way, home Adrian and 10.crt file, right? And alias, in our case, it will be just GitLab, And then we need to use a key store. So the location of the where actually the certificate should be added. So we will use this location. US lib64 JVM Java 11 Open JDK 11 lib security stuff. Right, here we go. And now change it is a password. Okay, trust this certificate. Yes, and it is added. So what you have to do now, you need to just restart the Jenkins. So sudo restart and just systemctl, of course. Restart the Jenkins servers and it will restart the Jenkins. Okay, so quite easy. And after that, we will log into the Jenkins and we will proceed. But before we will do this, I would like to show you the way how you can delete the certificate if it is not needed anymore. So you can do this way. So you are using keytool one more time, but this time -delete -alias GitLab and the key store success, right? So this way, and change it is a password. Control C. And also you can list certificates this way. So you are using keytool one more time, but this time -list and the key store is sus. And if you will type change it should list all the certificates. Lovely. Okay, so we did it and we added the certificate to the cacerts, direct Java cacerts, because Jenkins is using Java. We restarted the Jenkins service. So what we need to do now, we need to exactly go to the Jenkins on the actually website 10.10.119, no, 113.80.80, right? We are going there, so I'm going to switch to the browser, and you can see 10.10.0.113.80.80 port, and it's logging. And now I'm going to log in. I hope, okay, not this one. Sorry, I do not remember the password. I should be able to log in now. Okay, it's logged in. And what you need to do now, you need to go to the Manage Jenkins section, go to plugins, and here we go. And look for the available plugins and look for the GitLab. And it should be there. If it's not, then what we need to do, I will remove the GitLab and will I don't know if it's possible this way. Uninstall GitLab plugin. Yes, please. I will remove it. Then I will go to the dashboard and I will restart safely the Jenkins and I will proceed once again with the GitLab installation. Okay. So you need to wait. And then we are going to proceed with this section. And in the meantime, I will log into the GitLab. Should be able to get in. Okay. And I'm going back to the Jenkins. Okay. So now what you need to do, I will just clean up the credentials just because it's crucial for this lesson. So credentials, system, and global credentials. And you can see it's empty. Lovely. So, but just in case, it's good to check credentials for GitLab section. And then what you need to do, go to plugins. Once again, available plugins. Look for the GitLab and select this and install, download now and install after restart, and tick this restart Jenkins when installation is complete and no jobs are running. So you have to wait for this a little bit. And if you will click on the Jenkins logo, it will do this. I mean, it will reload actually. And you can see it's restarting. And now I'm logged in as a user. However, and you can see I have a project here. And I should be able to get in. And here you should have something like, but it's not provided because actually this option is not available. I'm in the token section. So I will try to sign out and we'll log in as root. Hope I will be able, I'm in. And now if I will click the project, you should see it. And in the settings, there is an access tokens. I mean, the settings are available for the owner of the project. But we will go back to the home page and we will just try to delete the project. Just like that. And if you will go to the view project in admin area, and here you have an option, you can add a user. So I'm added as a standard user, as a developer actually to the project. So the whole project is working. And what you need to do actually, if you are in the project section, or you can create a new project, I will go here. And in the settings, access tokens, you need to generate a token. You can see it's already generated, but we will go back and we will start from the beginning. So click on the new project, create a blank project. Say, let's call it, I don't know, GitLab, for example, or Jenkins, maybe test, something like that. Okay. Okay, username root, and it will be this time private or internal. I will set it as a private, create a project. Okay, so now we have two projects. Okay, so we have Jenkins and Jenkins test. So I'm going to Jenkins test, and then Jenkins test in settings, it doesn't have any token generated, so we will generate it. Let's say Jenkins token, just like that. And you can set the expiration date. So if you will click this, it will never expire. Or if you will click on the calendar icon, you can set when exactly it should expire. Okay, and select a role. And here you can set it as a maintainer, developer, guest, owner. So the most secure option is to set it as guest and select only API and create project as a token. Here we go. Lovely. So if there will be any problem with this, I mean with the role, and there will be not sufficient role, you have to generate a new token, because after that, when I will copy the token to the notepad somewhere over there, you will be not able to, you will not see the content of the token. And just like that, you will see only that it is listed, and you will be able to change only one thing. I mean, you will be able only to delete the token, nothing more. So it's very important to copy. If there is a problem with permissions, I mean, Jenkins will show you that there is not enough permission. You should change a role. And for example, you can choose developer or maintainer or owner and check. But usually guest and API is enough role for the Jenkins. However, please remember about this. This is a very crucial step to select the proper role. Okay, so we are going back to Jenkins now, and I'm going to log in one more time. And this time we will go to the, because we installed the GitLab plugin, we are going to the Manage Jenkins section and System. And now there should be a GitLab section visible here after the plugin installation. So we are going to scroll down scroll down a little bit and we are looking for the GitLab. Eventually just GitLab connection. Enable authentication for project. So you have to provide a name, you have to provide a GitLab host URL, or you can generate a token, or if there will be no tokens here, and usually there is none. So what you have to do, you have to click on add, then select Jenkins, click on it, then select GitLab API token and put the API token you already copied, right, to this field and paste it here and give the description. So it will be Jenkins test API GitLab token. And as Gweth is good to mention it, project, of course, something like that, and add it, and then you can see we have 3. Jenkins test project API GitLab token as guest, and we are going to select this and test the connection, and it's testing, and you can see there is a success. So what Jenkins did, actually, it connected with the GitLab. And this way, if you will click apply and save, and I will go to the credentials section now. This way you can add many connections to many projects. Okay, so credentials, system, global credentials, and you can see we have 3 tokens. So those 2, these tokens are actually tokens that were generated previously by me. So I have 2 tokens. Those 2, they are generated this way. I mean, one is generated on a project level for this project, Jenkins settings and access tokens, and you can see there is a Jenkins API, and you can see last used 2 days ago. So lovely. And that is interesting because you can also check if the token working, like for Jenkins test settings and access tokens, and you can see 1 minute ago. So it means that Jenkins was able to connect with the GitLab, and you can see the token was in use. Lovely. And also you can go to the user's preferences if you wish to, and you can also here generate the so-called personal access tokens. However, I do not recommend this way. I know that it's possible to do that. However, I do not recommend using personal access tokens, but instead use in the company tokens generated for project. And of course, be descriptive, because it's very good idea to have like this GitLab API token and API token for Jenkins project in GitLab. So you can see it doesn't tell us which project, but in this way, Jenkins test project, it exactly tells you the name of the project and that this is an API GitLab token as guest. So you can see there is even a role provided. So someone will be able to immediately check the token, and if there will be not sufficient privileges, and the job will exactly return the error that there's a problem with this. Usually someone will be able, investigate it and quickly find out, this is the Jenkins test project API and token, right? And token was generated for this project, and token was generated as guest. So I can try to change the from the drop-down list and change it to owner or developer and generate a new token, and we will see is it working correctly or not. Usually it is working. Sometimes it happens that there is a problem with this. However, I usually get is enough privilege because it's using only API. Sometimes I will explain maybe later how exactly each role is behaving, and I mean how exactly the role behaves, each of the role, and what it means. And of course you can find it in the documentation, but the best idea is just to present it on the screen and exactly explain how everything is working and how each role behaves. Lovely. So now we are going to our project and we can see that everything is working as expected. So the Jenkins is able to use it. And now if you will go to new item, pipeline, and call it test, for example, and hit OK, then you can see you can choose the connection. There's only one for now, GitLab. So you can eventually choose alternative credentials, and you can see you can have an option here. So we can choose which token to use for, because it can be a test for Jenkins test project, something like that. Jenkins test project, blah, 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 right? Something like that. And then you can choose exactly Jenkins test project, this one, okay? And I'm not creating a pipeline now. I'm just applying it and saving it. The result, just I wanted to present you that there is an option to exactly, and of course the name should be different, because usually you should rename the project, so something like Jenkins -test and something like underscore, I mean project, something like that, and rename it. And here we go. And this is better option. Be descriptive always too. And then I will show you how to actually create directories here. I mean, create folders and put the project into the folder, so to have everything in a correct order, right? But now this is everything what I wanted to present. So I would like to say thank you very much and have a nice day or night. Take care. Bye bye.